another episode of Unqualified Experts, where we try to help the internet solve some of the weirdest scenarios. As you can see today, Nick is not here. Producer Nikki Muffins. We do have a special guest, though. This is Maribeth Johnson. You guys might have recognized her from the Chip Tripperson podcast. She has been on before with her husband Brian Johnson of Tell Him Steve Dave. So she's our first ever. I'm so excited. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Of course. And this is, I know, I feel like you really are my guinea pig. I'm always like, hey, do you want to come be my first guest on all this stuff?
Yeah, it works for me.
Does. Yay. Thank you. So in this show, we like to go over different scenarios on Reddit. Because you know Reddit, there are different advice subreddits where people go to try to get advice. And we're going to try to help them and give them advice. Now, clearly we are not qualified to do this. Neither of us, right? Like, you're not
legally.
Yeah, professionally in any way. Like, you're not a secret therapist that I don't know about.
No,
Me neither. We don't know, but we're gonna try our best.
I do live with a madman.
That gives you experience.
Yes.
That gives you experience. So maybe some of these will hit home, and you'll be like, "Oh, I've been there." This is gonna be fun.
Try.
So the first one, I'm not going to read okay, hold on. So it says, the title, usually I don't read the title, but this also refers back to the title. My friend's 10-year-old sister wants to get a maid dress. As you saw from the title, my friend's sister, who is 10 years old, wants to get a maid dress. Her sister's been way too exposed to the internet and also considers herself a top, changing her identity constantly and has dated many people. I'm sorry.
At 10?
At 10? Okay. Sure. I talked to my friend about how maid dresses are under sexual influence, but she says I'm not one to judge, as well as the 10-year-old doesn't know, therefore it's fine. Regardless of whether her sister knows it's sexual or not, which my friend says she doesn't, it is still portrayed as such, and it's a literal fetish. Any way I can convince my friend to realize that her sister's behavior isn't okay and needs to be dealt with. Wow.
So,
start off with a banger.
Is the 10-year-old the promiscuous one that's dated a lot of people, or is that the sister, or is it the friend of the sister?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, her sister...
I feel like it's not the 10-year-old.
Okay, as you saw from the title, my friend's sister, who is 10 years old, wants to get a maid dress. Her sister's been exposed to way too much in there. The 10-year-old sister, I think. Also considers herself a top, changing her identity constantly, and has dated many people. Yeah, I think that's... I know, like, dating when you're 10 is, like, holding hands, probably, and, like...
I mean, I don't even know anymore.
Right? That's what's so crazy about it. Like, what were you doing at 10?
Let's see, what grade would that have been? Like first? Wait, no.
10, I think, is fifth grade, maybe?
Grade?
Fifth grade? Something like that.
Oh, those were the Green Day years.
The Green? Yes! It wasn't until I was about 13 that I started wearing a tie.
Oh, yes. I looked just like Avril Lavigne. Like, spitting image.
Yep. So embarrassing, but yeah. So yeah, no. At 10, I was definitely not. I had little crushes, but that was about as far as that went. Yeah. I don't even think I'd held anyone's hand yet. Like, nothing like that. It was very innocent. And considering myself a top, I didn't even know what the fuck that was. That's so, and
like what?
And I feel like we both grew up with internet. Like, I remember I discovered internet porn when I was 13. That was like my first foray into it, and from there, you explore and whatnot.
Wait, they have these in magazines?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell is a DVD? Yeah, this is fucking weird. All right, the friend says that he's not one to the guy isn't one to judge. I disagree with that completely. Normally, I'm not into judging at all. I'm so much of like, if it's not hurting anyone else, don't do it. That only applies to adults over the age of 18. Once you're under 18, fuck yes, I'm going to judge. Like, what is it? No, you cannot buy a maid's dress.
Wait, if they're saying it's like, he's judging.
Yes.
He's judging.
Yes, he's judging.
My friend is this, and that, but I don't think they should wear a maid costume. It's like, that's judging.
That's judging. Yeah.
So, okay.
Absolutely.
He's contradicting himself. Whatever. So you don't think she should wear a maid costume?
I don't think so,
What
no.
is it for, though? Like, if it's for Halloween?
If it's for Halloween, that's different. That's true. We don't know all the variables here. But if she's
Yeah.
trying to just, like, wear a maid outfit and put it on the internet, that's just pedophile fuel.
Yeah,
like, just don't do that.
Eh.
That's weird. It's super weird. And also, what does the maid costume look like? The maid dress for... Do they
like
make
the
maid
French
dresses for...
maid?
That's
Like,
exactly... I feel like we
the
need more
feather duster?
details.
Yeah.
But-
See, I'm not one to judge, so I'm not going to jump to the conclusion that the maid 10-year-old is going to be going around dusting stuff with her feather duster.
Hopefully not. That's true. Hopefully not.
So the advice for this, how to convince them to
The advice is any way
get their friend to not buy the costume.
Yeah, any way I can convince my friend to realize that her sister's behavior isn't okay and needs to be dealt with. I don't think there's any way you can convince them. I feel like they already have their mind made up.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because this girl's 10 years old.
And it's your friend's sister's kid, like...
Or it's your friend's sister.
Friend's...
Little sister, yeah.
Sister. I thought I thought it was the friend's sister's daughter.
No,
Oh.
just the friend's sister. So friend's little sister.
Oh. I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, it's a very confusing situation. I'm like, I can't sit like a normal person. I don't know why. Yeah, I just think that letting a 10-year-old wear like a sexual costume like that's weird, and I wouldn't let my kid do it. But you can't convince your sister that they. Also, where are the parents in this scenario?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't the parents being like, hey? And how the fuck does she know she's a top? Like,
That's-
I don't.
That's
that mean?
see, I see it as like the sister being the mom of the 10-year-old kid, and the sister is the one like
Condoning.
being the top, dating all these people. I think that's
That would make more sense.
that's how.
But it says here, as you saw from the title, my friend's sister, who is 10 years old, wants to get a maid dress. Her sister's been exposed to way too to the internet.
Sister?
Yeah. So my friend's
My
sister.
friend's sister.
So her sister, referring to the 10-year-old.
I don't know why I can't understand this.
So the little sister, the 10-year-old, is the one considering herself a top, changing her identity constantly, and dating many people, and then also wants the maid dress.
Okay, I feel like, well, if she's changing her identity constantly, how long is this whole maid outfit going to be?
Like it's a phase.
Be a
like she'll
thing?
just.
Yeah. So, my advice would be try to get them to hold off on buying it, see if she changes her mind.
Yeah, just grows out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like she's 10 and she's trying to find herself in the age of the internet where, it's cool for all these different things.
When I was, let's see, I probably would have been around 10. I remember going to Deb's with my mom, and they had these clear, huge heels, like light up heels.
Yes, yeah.
I loved them. And I finally talked my mom into getting them for me. She's like, yeah, okay, we can get them. And then my cousin said, those are stripper shoes. And I was like,
they ruined it for you.
oh, I didn't know. They were just cool light up
You
heels
just like that they
to a 10-year-old.
lit up, yeah. That makes sense. But if they were, I feel like if they were stripper heels, you would know because they'd be like so. I feel like
they were.
they were
Oh,
okay.
they were.
Your mom was like,
Absolutely.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Did you have the jelly shoes, like
Of
the platform?
course.
Yeah, those
my
were cool.
dad ran them over with a lawnmower.
What?
Yep, so I had to get a new pair. I loved them dearly.
Those were the best. Those were
But
like
they
you
were
weren't
clear,
cool.
so we didn't see them.
Oh,
I
right,
took them
yeah.
off playing in the yard.
Ah,
Death
so
of
sad.
the jelly shoe.
So sad.
Oh.
Oh man, the early 2000s. Jelly shoes, clear backpacks, and those fancy gel pens. Like, you were not cool if you didn't have those things.
Gel pens. Yeah, I never really. I have terrible handwriting, so pens.
You're
Not
like,
really
get
my
these away
thing.
from me. Get them
Yeah.
away.
I had the pencils that you take the little tip out and then you put it back in the top.
Yes!
That's what I had.
That was also around the
That's
same
what I had.
time. Holy
Yes.
nostalgia.
I loved those.
All right, moving on. Scenario number 2.
Solved.
Yeah, solved. Boom. We fucking knocked that out of the park. Okay. So last night, while we were doing the deed, he was quite drunk from being out halfway through. Okay, hold on. Let me start over. So last night, while we were doing the deed, he was quite drunk from being out, and halfway through, he fell out. He kept going and moaning, which was weird because he was fucking my leg. I told him he fell out, to which he replied, "Oh, right," and popped it back in. I said, "Am I really that loose?" And he said yes, and then kept going. That's a bad... See, you already have the look on your face of like, oh no, he fucked up. I kind of lost the mood after that. When I asked him about it today, when he got back from work, and he said he was only joking and he was just being sarcastic. I have a lot of issues with sex, which is why I'm taking it so personally, but he doesn't seem to care that it bothers me and can't look past that he was just joking. He's autistic as well, so I don't know how to handle this. His reaction makes me feel like I'm being ridiculous for not finding it funny. Okay.
I think you just gotta do some Kegels.
Such easy, like, forget about all the feelings and stuff, lady. You just need to do some Kegels. Good answer.
Solved.
I think that's a tough one because it hurts your feelings, obviously, like you're upset about it. I think what she probably really wants is an apology from her boyfriend, but it's not going to happen. It sounds like, especially he's autistic, right? Like that's,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have a kid that has Down syndrome, so I sort of like know a little bit about like special needs kind of stuff, but I don't know how an autistic person's mind works. I know they all work differently, and everyone's special, and there's a whole spectrum. Yes, but it's like sometimes emotions they just can't comprehend. Like certain
emotions. They're just like whether he was joking or saying it seriously, he's like, this is what, like, I don't understand why you're reacting this way. Right. The only thing I know about autism, really, honestly, is that show Atypical on Netflix.
I haven't seen that.
I like it. It's just this show about this autistic kid and his family. It's actually really well done. It has Michael Rappaport plays the dad.
Oh, okay.
I actually really like the show. I think I'm one season behind, but I don't know how accurate it is. That's like the only. It's like a TV show, so I'm like, that's how autism works. Yeah. But in the show, the kid has the same problem. He'll just say things. He's very matter of fact. Mm-hmm. He's very
no filter.
No filter. Yeah.
My little sagey do, she is currently 15 with Down syndrome, and her father died when she was in a baby carrier. And so sometimes people will ask her, it's like, oh, where's your dad? And she's just like, my dad dead.
She's just matter of fact. She's like, he's gone. He's dead.
Like, yep, he did. It's like, okay.
People must be like, all right.
Yeah, so it's like, and I don't know how to explain to her, like, honey.
Most people don't say it like that.
Please just.
But I love it. She's out there living her best life. She's like,
she really is.
He's dead, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Doesn't bother me any. Yeah, so I feel like it's one of those situations. I feel like your advice is sound. Do some Kegels. Tighten that vagina up, lady.
Get over it.
Yeah, that's one that you have to get over.
Just move on. Like,
you're gonna have
to. Try not to take it personally. If he says it was a joke and he thinks it's a joke and he was laughing about it, you just gotta accept that.
Yeah, you just gotta accept it. Yeah,
accept it as a joke.
And I feel like that's a hard thing. Like, if you're gonna take jokes so personally, where someone jokes about something and you're gonna get upset all the time, you're gonna have a hard life.
And he was drunk.
Good.
He was so drunk that he fell out and didn't even notice.
Exactly.
How can you take anything he says seriously?
Exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a move on situation. Speaking of which, moving on.
Solved.
Boom. I feel like we're like knocking these out of the park like real quick. We're just like, check, we got you. You're good. So this is a long one. Oh, this is fun. Okay. I am a 19-year-old guy. I wonder if I should do the guy voice like Nick. I'm a 19-year-old guy. That's how I imagine guys sound. 4 days ago, my cousin asked me if I could stay at her house while she was out of town to take care of her pets and cleaning the house. Cool. She has a huge collection of crystals, stones, geodes, gems, etc. All right.
Okay, wait. What's the relationship? 19-year-old guy's cousin?
Cousin.
Yeah.
Okay. Cousin. I don't really know what she does with so many crystals, but they are really beautiful. During these 4 days, I was in charge of her pets and making a deep cleaning of the house so that when she came back, she would find everything very clean and like new. That's nice. Nice cousin. When I was looking at his crystals, I noticed that they were quite dusty and had some dirt stains, so naturally I cleaned them. I was very careful not to damage them, and I looked in geology forums on how to clean them properly. Wow, this guy's really considerate. He's like looking in forums and stuff. Holy shit. It's very pretty. Today, as soon as she arrived, she noticed some of his crystals were in the wrong position, to which I mentioned that I had carefully cleaned and dusted them. This infuriated her. She told me that I should not touch his crystals because of their energies and that moving them at the wrong moon time will ruin them. Oh no, you know about this stuff?
Yeah, no, you don't touch someone's crystals.
Oh my god! I love that you know about this. I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. I honestly don't understand what he means by that and asked her, to which she says, "You're a man, you wouldn't understand." Then for a good...
That's a little...
right?
A little much, but...
And also, they're going back and forth between calling the cousin he and she, and now I don't know if it's a he or a she, right? You caught that? It's weird.
I did.
Then for a good 10 minutes, he talks to me about the energies and that I am an idiot for touching his crystals and that he will now have to do an energy cleanse for what I did at his house. That I'm an asshole and never to speak to her again, back to her, and go to her house. Confused when I got home, hoping she calmed down, I tried to call her, but she has me blocked from everywhere. I don't really understand what just happened, but what should I do? Fuck your cousin. And I don't mean fuck them. I don't mean stick your dick into your cousin. I mean fuck your cousin. I forgot to turn my phone on silent. Wow.
See, I don't... you don't mess with someone's crystals.
That's fine. If you don't, like, but he also didn't know when he was trying to do a nice thing.
Right.
Like, at that point, you can be like, look, hey, just so you know, in the future, don't do this for this reason. If they don't know, and you didn't leave explicit instructions.
And you said, wait, was he supposed to clean the house?
Yes. Clean the house and take care of the pets.
It's like, if he's supposed to clean, then...
Yeah. Take care of the pets and clean the house. Yes. Then you tell them don't touch the crystals.
Don't touch the crystals.
Exactly.
Touch the crystals. That's a bad on the cousin's part.
That's bad on the cousin's part. You can't do that. You can't be like, hey, come clean my house, but I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't touch, and then get mad when you touch something I didn't say you couldn't touch.
Infuriated.
Yeah, and then blocking them. Like, that's messed up. I feel like the cousin that touched the crystals shouldn't do anything and should just be like, all right, fine, if you're gonna be a fucking weirdo about it, that's the last time I do you a favor.
Yeah.
That's messed up. Bad cousin.
Well, see, I'm still like, oh man, he shouldn't have touched his crystals, man.
But he didn't know. I wouldn't know either. I didn't know that. I didn't know that about crystals. I'm
like chakras and
I don't know anything about any of that.
Energy and bubbles. My mother-in-law is a witch.
Ah, okay.
And
that's how you know.
My aunt, on my mom's side, is very.
But they would tell you, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, to go to the effort of like looking up how to polish these rocks.
Yeah, that's so nice. So he didn't mess them up.
Yeah, but in doing so, he messed them up.
Right. But he didn't know. He didn't know. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think, unless he was given specific instructions, like don't touch the crystals. I mean, to do now, what does he do now?
I think he just lets it go.
I think he needs to get some of his own crystals and cast a spell to rid that negative energy.
There you go. Boom. See, if you're
Get
watching, sir, if you're watching 19-year-old male on Reddit, get your own crystals and cast a spell cleansing the energy. Well, and also, if the cousin can cleanse the energy themselves, they're like, now I have to do a thing. Like, they can fix it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Get it together.
It's like one of those religious things, though. It would be like if you went into a church and just drank all the holy wine or whatever. I don't know. I mean,
right.
That sort of...
Yeah. I did used to work at this restaurant in LA, and a lot of Muslim people came in. Like, a lot. I don't know if there were, like, Muslim people in the area or were just, I don't know. but a lot would come in, and obviously Muslim people don't eat bacon.
Right.
We did have one of the food runners. This wasn't my table, thank God. One of the food runners dropped off a dish with bacon in it to the wrong table, and it was a Muslim table, and the guy ate some, and he was so devastated. He was like on the verge of tears. It was horrible, and the food runner felt so bad, but it was one of those situations where he dropped it off. He didn't know it was the wrong table. Just a complete accident, like such a mess up. But now this guy is over here like, I'm going to hell. My life is ruined. I don't know how that works, but
yeah, I don't.
But he was
Either.
Not happy.
Like, oof. I can't imagine. And it's like, I get it if like you're allergic to bacon, like that's a different kind of thing. But the religious,
yeah,
I don't quite understand it.
Jewish people also don't eat bacon. I honestly, because I wasn't raised with any religion at all, I don't understand religion for the most part. There's like, I'm still learning random things about it. But yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, you don't touch people's crystals.
You don't touch people's, I learned that today. I didn't know that. And my grandma was like a Wiccan crystal lady. She never told me that. Damn it, Grandma.
Well, if they have it all set up like
in a special...
like facing certain ways, oh yeah, you'll know.
You'll know.
Oh yeah.
Don't. So that's just a piece of advice for anyone out there. If you have someone who collects crystals, don't touch them. They will be mad. All right, moving on.
Solved.
Cast a spell. Hello, Reddit. Me, 31-year-old male, and my wife, 30-year-old female, have been married for 8 years. Wow, they've been together for a long time. We've never had to deal with jealousy or trust issues, but I recently stumbled across a conversation with her male coworker, and I've been trying hard to let it go, but can't. Uh-oh. Our son was playing on her iPad and somehow got into the text messaging app and wanted me to fix it for him. Excuse me. I never went through my wife's personal messages and have never had reason to, so it's obviously a very trusting relationship. That's good. While closing the app, it was on a text conversation to her male coworker, and a glance at it and it said that I have been staying at my brother's for a week and that her life is falling apart and she doesn't feel like it's going into work that day. Wow, okay. First thing is, I haven't been staying at my brother's at all. And second, everything in her life has appeared to be fine, and things still are. I've been brushing it off as she was making a reason to not go into work that day, but I don't understand why she would lie about me to him. It's been 3 weeks since this occurred. I'm just searching for advice on this issue.
Well, did he talk to her about it?
That's the first thing. You
Yeah.
gotta talk to her about it. If you weren't snooping and the son got into it on the iPad, which apparently is how everybody gets caught, fucking iPhones. It's always from the iPad. Messages popped up on the iPad. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, that's the first piece of good advice. Talk to her.
You gotta bring it up.
You have to.
And if she pulls the whole "you were snooping through my stuff" thing, then you gotta leave.
Yeah,
like that's
because that's crazy.
Yeah, because that's when you know.
Yeah, as soon as they say that, you're right. As soon as they're like, "You look through my stuff," you're like, "Oh,
that's personal." It's like,
yeah, you've been up to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, and also, like, I understand not wanting to go into work and making up an excuse, but the excuse usually is, I'm sick. Mm-hmm. I feel like she's slowly, like, maybe she's interested in this guy at work and she's, like, feeding this story to him. See, I wish I knew what the response was.
Yeah, and it would be like, oh, my husband is so horrible, and then she's wanting the coworker to save her,
right,
or whatever.
That's exactly. I mean, people talk about
guess what's happening.
People talk about that all the time. It's always the guy friend who's like there for the girl, and she can tell him anything, and blah blah blah. Like those are always.
She might not have any real like plans of leaving your husband and doing so.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
and, like hooking up with this guy or whatever. It's just might be like one of those things like fucked up in her head where it's like, oh, I can have him if I wanted.
Ah, but I see. She thinks she's like, I just need to make sure I have this guy, or she wants to have a backup just in case.
Yes, that's sort of
like if she's feeling
that's
like
what I'm thinking.
okay, yeah, like a backup dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got to talk to him about it. You're absolutely right. That's like the first thing you need to do. Talk to him. Talk to her.
Yeah. Just bring it up. And you could even be like, you could start out with, how you been feeling lately? I know you didn't want to go to work the other day, so what's been going on?
Yeah, tell me what's going on in your brain.
And then like slowly it's like, oh, how's your coworker doing? You talk to him, right? And
just
then,
see the look on her face.
Slowly.
Well, and I feel like when you do that, a lot of the times the look on someone's face will tell you everything you need to know. Because they'll be like, if they look scared or nervous or like, what are you talking about? Then it's like, all right, I see what's going on here.
Or if they think you're onto them, they'll just be like, oh, they're fine.
Looking everywhere but at you. Yeah, they're great. They're absolutely great. I feel like the best relationships are ones where you don't look through each other's phones because you don't have to, but you're also totally comfortable picking up the other person's phone to use it at any time.
Right.
I feel like Nick could pick up my phone at any time and use it for whatever he needs to use it for, and if something popped up, it wouldn't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of thing, but he would never look through my phone.
Right.
And vice versa. I feel like that's a good relationship.
That seems healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, see if she's weird about her phone.
Yeah.
If she gets weird about her phone, that's also a bad sign.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I was going to say, and if... no, I just lost it. It's like, and if she is unhappy, then just move on.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know you have
30,
a kid.
You're in your early 30s?
30 yeah, 30, 31. So young.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have a whole another 10 years before you move on to someone else.
Don't stay together for the kid.
No, it never works.
Don't do that.
I've seen I've seen a relationship where they think having a kid is going to save it, and then they stay together for the kid. Well, that was my dad and who I call my actual stepmom, who he's not married to now. Yeah, they 100% had my little brother to save the relationship because it already wasn't in a good place. And then they stayed together for him for a while, and it ended spectacularly with a black eye. not to my stepmom. My dad did not hit my stepmom. She punched him in the eye. It was not good. So yeah, don't do that.
For the kids.
Works. Yeah, for the kids, exactly. Which it was so healthy for your kids to see you fighting all the time.
No. Oh.
Moving on.
Solved.
Solved. I like that. I am a girl, and while my boyfriend was showing me something on his phone, I saw Grindr.
Gasp.
Yep, this is already really bad. I told him what I saw. He told me it's not on his phone, and he opened his phone again. I am definitely sure I saw it. We argued, and he got pretty mad because I accused him of being gay. Obviously. I apologized, and he told me that he doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I told him that I'm always here for him to open up to me about what happened. But he's been off the past days, and I don't know what to do, and I feel so lost. Oof. This is really hard, right?
Yeah.
You need to confirm whether or not he has Grindr. He's on. Go find it. Set up a Grindr account in the area. Put up. I usually don't condone catfishing at all. It's a horrible thing to do. But in this case, you need to know.
Check it out.
Yeah, like you need to know.
Or
if
do you have any gay friends
that would be better? Yeah, that would be better.
And then what if the gay friend is friends with?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's for someone. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, that's a tough one. You need that. It's nice that you said, "Hey, I'm here if you need to tell me anything," because maybe your partner's bisexual and they just don't want to come out about it or come out yet, or maybe they're gay. Either way, you can't be with them anymore.
Have an idea
because they're cheating on you or they're gay. Go ahead.
Talk about the idea of having a threesome and see how he responds, because you already called him gay, so that's not gonna go over well. But if you're like, hey, what if we spice things up a bit?
Smart.
Maybe
Smart.
That'll make him more comfortable.
Maybe. Yeah, I feel like that's a weird one because if you really you really need to confirm whether or not he has a Grindr. If he does have Grindr, then he's either bisexual and cheating on you, which means you need to break up with him, or he's gay, which means you need to break up with him. Either way, it's not going to work out well.
And if he never had a Grindr and doesn't know what you're talking about,
then you're an asshole.
then you need to, I don't know, maybe get some reading glasses or something.
You fix your eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe, what else could it be besides Grindr? I don't know what other...
I don't know what Grindr looks like.
I don't either. I don't know if it has like a specific logo.
Yeah, it's like Grindr. No, that was Grubhub.
Oh yeah, Grubhub also begins with a G.
Yeah.
But if he showed her, he said, I told him what I saw and he told me it's on his phone and he opened his phone again. So if he looked and saw that there's no Grindr, yeah, I don't know. You got to confirm whether or not there's a Grindr. That's the first thing. And now the only thing I think of when I think of Grindr is a sub. You know, like yeah. And now I want one.
Oh.
Moving on.
Well, let's go to Grubhub and get some Grindrs.
And get some Grindrs. That'll be dinner. I temporarily needed to move back home recently. My parents did me a huge favor and let me stay with them. Cool. For reference, I believe both my parents have narcissistic personality disorder. Oh boy. They are snowbirds.
Pretty heavy.
That's an accusation, right?
Diagnosis.
Yeah.
Where someone would be like, yeah, my parents both are narcissistic. Okay.
And are they therapists?
Yeah.
Like that's...
Okay, let's...
Interesting. I feel like too many people spend too much time on the internet and start like diagnosing like they actually fucking know.
Family,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, you're right. They're snowbirds today and they're snowbirds and left today, leaving me to watch their place for the winter. Cool. I did some embarrassing things today, thinking I was alone, and the camera no doubt recorded as it was not far outside my bedroom in a silent house. I'm slightly embarrassed, but more so feeling violated and angry. All right, she didn't even say there was a camera here. I found the camera this afternoon. It is pointed at the stairs, but that's right next to the bathroom, and I would, of course, hypothetically walk from the bathroom to my room nude with no one home. I don't think of my father as a creep, but I'm having a very hard time with this. I did tell him how I feel, and he made excuses for why he didn't tell me about the cameras, and is telling me to put them back out definitively. I'm highly uncomfortable with his actions and suspicious.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, what were you doing? That's super weird. And also, the fact that you're suspicious of your dad and you're like, I don't think he's a creep, but you're having a hard time. That means something else has to be going on.
Like, there's a million reasons to have cameras in the house.
Yeah.
I want cameras in my house.
Yeah. But I guess they didn't tell her about it, and that's the weird part. But if the mom knows...
Oh, it's a girl.
It's a girl. Okay.
Oh, and so, wait, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
That's still like...
What was the embarrassing things?
If I were to like... It's like if I were staying in my parents' house and they were away, I probably wouldn't walk to my bedroom naked. But even if I did, it's not like I would think twice about it.
I wouldn't either. And if there was a camera... now I'm trying to put myself in that situation. If there's a camera, I was house sitting for my dad, and there was a camera, and he didn't tell me about it. But I don't think my first thought would not be, oh my God, my dad's a creep, and trying to like, that would not even enter my mind.
Even if they're a narcissistic personality or they're shorter, even if they're not, I don't think I would, no, I wouldn't jump to that. I would more like, why do you have these?
Right.
Just ask, why do you have them? And then maybe be more conscious of what you're doing.
Yes. I think my first thing would be like, do you not trust me? Is that why you didn't tell me about them? Do you think I'm going to like have people over or something like that? Like maybe that's the thought.
I mean, if I had cameras set up in my house, I feel like I would forget about them.
Right. You just wouldn't say anything.
And be like, oh my God, here she is standing there naked in the hallway.
Right.
I gotta tell her about the camera.
Whoops. Forgot about that. Or maybe he wasn't even, like, they weren't even watching them.
Yeah, no, it's...
Because they just have it there just in case.
Yeah.
And then if something happens. Yeah, I think she's reading a little too much into this. Or there's something else going on that we're not privy to.
Idea.
Yeah, because if that's her first thought of, like, I don't normally think of my dad as a creep, but this is like, hold on. The fact that you went there first.
Well, was there a camera in the bathroom?
Right. Like,
it's just pointed towards the bathroom?
In the hallway by the bathroom? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think she's, like, very much overreacting. Or she needs to get as far away from her parents as possible because some weird shit went on when she was younger that she's, like, not saying.
I think somebody may have a narcissistic personality disorder that is not the parents. I mean, if she's like, my dad thinks I'm so hot, he's setting up video cameras. Like, come on.
Get your shit together, lady.
Yeah, I would just...
weird.
I mean, I wouldn't be doing weird stuff in front of the cameras. So.
Yeah, and also he said to put them back out after she said how they made her feel, in which case he knows you're aware of it and he knows, so you're not going to be you're not going to be walking around naked not knowing they're there. So he's not like trying to get anything else.
No. He's just pulling his cameras off.
And who walks to the I walk around naked sometimes in my own place. Never mind. I'm like, who walks to the bath? Like, me. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. This one's super weird.
Solved.
Solved. We did it, guys. She needs to go see a therapist is what needs to happen. For her...
Narcissism.
Yeah, I was like, what was it again?
Narcissism. There we
go. Okay. I had to make an alt Reddit page to post this, so here goes. This is already, just from the title, I'm terrified. About 2 weeks ago, I found out that my stepdad, who is a 34-year-old man, masturbates to pictures of me. She is an 18-year-old woman. At least she's 18. He had borrowed my laptop charger, and I needed it to do my work. I went to go knock on his and my mom's bedroom door to get it, and I heard him moaning and panting, and I could tell he wasn't exercising or lifting anything heavy. I just stood there in shock for a little bit, but then I finally got the courage to knock on the door anyway. I really needed it for school. Right when I knocked, he said, just a minute or something like that, and I could hear that he was putting on his robe. I know that because that's all he had on when he came to the door. Got it. I told him I needed my charger, and he told me to look for it by the nightstand because he had to attend to my baby brother who was in his room crying. I went to the nightstand and found my charger, but I also saw this photo was on, and a picture of me in my swimwear was up. I also saw his underwear on the floor beside the bed, so it was confirmed. He was jerking off to me. I just turned 18 last month. Oof, that's creepy. And something tells me he's been doing this before I turned 18. Oh no. I'm completely mortified and can't look at him the same. I don't know how to tell my mother. I don't want to upset her. What should I do? Thanks for reading.
Check for cameras.
Fucking smart.
Check for cameras.
Check the bathroom, check your bedroom, look for little peepholes. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah. It's like, can you get out of there? Like,
yeah.
That's, if she's in school, and I'm trying to think, it's like, okay, is she in high school? Is she in
college? Well, I mean, if she just turned 18, she could still be in high school.
In high school, yeah. Because
when you're in high school, you either graduate at 17 or 18, depending on when your birthday is. So I graduated at 18 because my birthday was early. But I knew a lot of kids whose birthdays were later in the year, so they were 17.
Right. So I feel like she's got to tell her mom.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
I mean, I'm close with my mom, though, so I don't really know, like, if you're not close with your mom, like, how that would go over. Oh.
That's a really weird one. That's like a really... And there's also all these predatory dudes who get together with single mothers to go after the kids. Like, that is a thing that happens.
I would definitely be on your guard. Look for cameras.
Lock your door at night.
Lock your door at night.
And see if you can get out of there.
And see if you can get out of there. And maybe just pretend like it never happened.
Yeah, like, I don't know what you do in that. I mean, like, this is, like, that's the every porn all the stepdad porn that's out there, which is so much stepdad porn. It's everywhere. It's like a very big, there's stepmom porn. I mean, there's obviously everything. But it's very clear that most of the girls in those videos, well, I mean, you have to be 18 to do porn, but it's not the real situation. It's like, it's a fantasy thing. And it's so much worse when it's your mom's husband.
Yeah, I would try to avoid. Just avoid.
I would just avoid him.
Get out,
yeah, just avoid him and get out. And then, have a conversation with your mom.
If you can, have a conversation with your mom.
If you're that close. It could get you, well, and if this is the case, because if it could get you, like, kicked out or something like that. But if that's the case, then your relationship wasn't very good to begin with.
Right.
That you can't say something like that. Ugh. This gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah. Get out of there. Ugh. I don't want to upset her. What should I do?
Well,
can't not upset her.
Yeah, it's like you can't protect everyone from
feelings.
Bad feelings. Like,
yeah.
It's better to be open about it and get the bad feelings out there.
Yeah.
And then you can work to resolve them.
Exactly.
Solved.
Tell the mom and get the hell out of there. Here's a good one. Hi, all. So recently I, a 24-year-old male, had the opportunity of meeting my girlfriend's 22-year-old female's best friend, who's also a 22-year-old female. Okay. And we had started talking over Instagram, and we were a bit flirty with each other at first, but I stopped myself because I couldn't do that to my girlfriend. However, recently her best friend came over, and I couldn't stop looking at her, and I felt like I was developing a crush on her. Oh, no. And this is during a tough time we were all going through because my girlfriend's family dog had passed away. Past few days have been rough on all of us, so I don't know whether... I'm so happy you caught that. Rough. Oh, all right, peep up. Oh, that's good. Been rough on all of us, and I don't know whether it is that. I don't know whether it is that or me just actually developing a crush on my girlfriend's best friend. I just do not know what to do. Please give me some advice. I think that crushes in relationships typically are pretty normal. As long as it's I feel like if you're ever, the fact that it's the best friend is what gets rough.
Yeah.
The fact that it's the best friend is what's bad. I feel like you need to write it out for a little bit and see if it goes away. Because it could just be something that you're feeling for a minute.
During the rough
Yeah,
time.
during the rough time. And I think that you should probably stop communicating with her. Just don't.
The best friend.
The best friend.
Yes.
Yeah, just don't communicate with the best friend anymore. No more texting. No more talking on Instagram. And yeah, just wait to write it out and see if you still feel it in a couple months. And if it's gone away, then nothing to worry about. It was just like a weird, quick thing. If it's still there, then I think it's something that you probably should talk about with your girlfriend and maybe consider breaking up with her, but probably not for the best friend.
But not for the best friend, yes.
Don't go after the best friend.
Don't do that, yeah.
Yeah, that's not great.
I agree with your advice. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah. Thank you. Look at that. I did it.
Yeah.
Because I know people develop crushes even when they're in relationships. It's kind of a normal thing. But usually the crushes are like far away, like an actor or somebody. You know, it's not like someone close to you that you know, and definitely not your friend, your boyfriend's friends or girlfriend's friends. You can't do that. It's not okay.
And you probably shouldn't be talking to them flirtily on Instagram to begin with. Like, you shouldn't be talking to anyone flirtily on Instagram.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
But I'd say just give it time and see how you feel in a couple months. Because it could just be like a weird throwaway thing. Moving on.
Yep, solved.
Okay. So this girl is a 27-year-old girl, and she's talking about her boyfriend who's 35. All right. So my boyfriend of 1 year suggested that I should get a boob job. Just to give some context, I am 5'8" and I'm quite skinny with a bigger ass. Very nice. And I have a nice body, obviously not bragging, which I always gets complimented on, and my boyfriend has always found me attractive. The other night, he told me that since my body is so hot, I should get a boob job to be perfect. Ooh, buddy. I'm really mad, and I'm not sure if it's okay to be honest, but I also don't know how to react to this. Please help. I don't think that you need someone to tell you how to react to something. I feel like you already reacted. You're mad. You're upset. Yeah. It's a fucked up thing for him to say.
I guess you aren't on board with getting a boob job then.
Right. Well, and I feel like there's such a different, like the boyfriend's an idiot. There's such a different way, especially at 35. Moron. Learn things.
And it's like, I feel like a ring should come before a boob job.
If you want me to get a boob job, you're going to have to marry me first, idiot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think that she shouldn't get the boob job. Obviously, she doesn't want it.
Yeah, no. Only get it if something that you want, not something that someone else wants you to get.
Right.
And also, I feel like he's so stupid. You could have brought that up in a different way. You could have been like, hey, how do you feel about boob jobs? There's like, just in casual conversation. Like, would you ever get one? Just out of curiosity. And then you tell them that I love you no matter what. Stupid.
They're not perfect.
Yeah, how's that?
You know, you would be perfect if you got a boob job.
Who says that?
Oh.
Idiots. Idiots say that. Don't do that.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah, I think she needs to confront him. I think she 100% needs to confront him, like, and just be like, hey, that was really upsetting. And no one's perfect. Like, of course no one's perfect. I'm not saying that, like, anyone should think they're perfect. But you should never feel like your partner wants you to change things about you.
Especially, like that. Surgery?
Yeah.
Like, boobs? I mean, I could understand, like, my at the time, he was just my boyfriend. He got me LASIK eye surgery. Totally different situation. That's completely different.
Now you can see, and that's awesome. And I'm sure that that's not something like, you know, one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm not perfect if I can't have my glasses on, like,
right.
Or I mean, if I have my glasses on, you know what I mean. Yeah. You fucked up, buddy.
Yeah.
That's not good. Don't tell your girlfriend they should get a boob job. If they want to get a boob job, that's when you can be supportive and be like, that would be great. You know, if it makes you happy. I have guys that I talk to on OnlyFans that are better about that stuff. Like, straight up, I've had guys tell me on OnlyFans, honestly, so many guys on there are really nice. They're like, your boobs are perfect. You would look great with a boob job. You look great without them. And
how
these
hard
aren't
is that?
exactly, and these aren't even people that I'm like in a relationship.
Like, in your life.
Yeah, that like I care about or care about me in that way. Like, in that way, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's these are just like human men that aren't stupid. That's what it is.
I think don't get the boob job for him. If you were debating a boob job, you know, have him pay for it.
Yep, have him pay for it.
But if you're really upset about it, then you gotta tell him you fucked up.
He fucked up. And you do have to tell him. Absolutely. Oof. All right, so I think that's gonna be it for the scenarios today. But this is producer Nick set this up. So this is our first time doing this. I'm gonna have you read this last one, and we're gonna react to it. Oh, and it's kind of long, so this is an article. Wow, it's very long. And then, yep, this is gonna be fun. So instead of memes, guys, we're doing this. So don't read the headline, just start right after it. Yeah.
I was out at the bar with friends last weekend when I saw a hot blonde guy across the bar checking me out.
Nice.
Shortly after, he made his way over to me and introduced himself as Mike. Mike was tall, 6'4", and well-built. He was 23, had short blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. Mike bought me a drink and we chatted for a while before I went back to my friends, but not before exchanging numbers. Nice. At the end of the night, as my friends and I were going our separate ways, I texted Mike for his address and received a prompt response. I quickly ordered an Uber to Mike's place and was there within 10 minutes.
Gonna get some.
I knocked on the door and Mike answered. He brought me to the living room and introduced me to his roommate, Jody, who was sitting on the couch. Jody stood up to shake my hand. He was shorter. Jody? I thought that was a girl's name.
So did I. You know what? I think Jody can go either way.
Okay. So
yeah.
Jody stood up to shake my hand. He was shorter, around 6 feet tall, with dark hair, combed to the side, and green eyes. I took a seat as Mike ran to the kitchen to grab drinks for us to share. SportsCenter was on the TV in the background as the three of us chatted, with me sitting in between the two roommates while drinking beer. After a few drinks, Mike found his confidence and began to get handsy by rubbing his hands up and down my legs.
Nice.
Jody took that as his cue to stand up and leave, to which I said there was no need for him to leave as long as they were both comfortable.
Whoa, all right.
Okay.
This girl's down.
With a devilish grin, Jody sat back down and began feeling up my breasts over my shirt as he leaned over and kissed me softly. Mike unbuttoned my jeans and pulled them down along with my thong. He spread... Jesus Christ, this is...
Is this a porn? Is this a porn novel?
This is vulgar.
I'm sorry.
He spread my legs and began to rub my clit. At the same time, Jody pulled my shirt over my head, unhooked my bra, and let my breasts fall free. Immediately, he took one nipple in his mouth as he caressed my other breast.
This is definitely a porn. Well, not porn, but you know those
erotica
books. Yes, erotic novels.
Mike knelt on the floor between my legs and swirled his tongue over my clit as he slipped a finger inside of me and
I'm so sorry, I didn't know this.
This is what this was. Slowly finger fucked me at the same time, causing me to moan with pleasure. He quickly built up the pace with both his finger and his tongue until I came all over his face.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is
erotica.
Okay. So I told the boys to strip down, to which they responded by immediately getting naked. I knelt between them as they stood on either side of my face with their cocks at full mast. Jesus Christ.
You don't have to keep reading if you don't want to.
I'm not going to keep reading because it
gets worse.
It's very descriptive.
Very descriptive.
Okay, I grabbed Mike's cock with my hand and turned and took Jody in my mouth. I licked the pre-cum off the swollen head of his cock and started by sucking on the tip of his cock as I jerked Mike's cock and played with his balls.
Oh my! You can skip to the end.
Making me read this.
I didn't know. I'm so sorry, Nick. That's it.
Okay, he started, blah, 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 blah. Jody positioned himself beside me and fucked my mouth. They gestured for me to flip over, blah, 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 blah.
More sex stuff happening.
Yeah, Mike's cock went further and further down my throat, blah, 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 blah. Mike asked if I wanted to try DP, which I said yes. I've done it a bunch of times with my husband and other guys in a threesome, so it wasn't new to me.
Wait, so she's married?
Whoa.
Probably in an open marriage?
Once I was sufficiently warmed up, Mike and Jody had a quick debate on who would take what hole. Blah, 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 blah. They started thrusting. Okay. Jody fucked me the best he could from the bottom.
He did his best. He did his best.
After a couple minutes, I screamed as I came and pulled myself off their cocks, fully spent.
Very spent.
Okay, here we go. I laid down on the couch and told Mike and Jody they could come on my face if they liked. They both began eagerly stroking their cocks over my face. Mike was the first to come as he shot ropes of cum over my nose, lips, and chin.
Very descriptive.
A few seconds later, Jody unleashed a massive load which covered the other half of my face and got in my eyes and hair. I asked them to grab my phone from my jeans and take a picture of me covered in their cum. I cleaned up, sent the picture to my husband, and told him I was on my way home. That's the end.
That's the end? That's
the
it?
end.
Good for her. So that's all that, Nick? That's all that.
I told you, it's real stories.
I didn't realize it was a real story of that.
Times for guests.
Story times for guests?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be a descriptive story time.
That's what it. So that's just a story time.
Yeah, people on Reddit post anonymous stories of their sexual proclivities.
Oh, all right.
Great.
So the title of this is I'm a married mom who got double penetrated by 2 college roommates last weekend.
There's tons of them. Like, it's just non-stop of those.
So this is like a thing.
Oh, yeah, it's normal. Yeah. So we're reading someone's life experience they had that one night.
I see. Okay. This, like, literally she could turn this into...
And that's
And
what you chose for me to read?
an erotic
Well, we
novel.
had that one waiting.
Oh, did you have this one from last time?
For the first show.
For the first show? You've had this since the first show?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go. Good for that girl. She got hers. And apparently her husband was down because he wanted a picture of it.
Yeah.
Or she was trying to break up with him in a really mean way.
No, I feel like, I mean, she said she's had lots of threesomes with her husband and other, it was nothing new to her.
Nope, this is not new. She was down.
Ew.
I guess
That's
good for that lady.
disgusting.
Mary Beth is like, no.
I mean, I don't care. You know, obviously it's their
They're
thing.
having
Some
a fun
people's
time,
thing,
yeah.
Whatever. It's
Yeah.
just.
Not your thing? You're like,
Ew.
no. No.
It was very descriptive, very well written.
Yeah, that was seriously well written. I was not expecting all that. Like, this lady, I feel like she's a writer, and like she's
Yeah.
low-key a writer.
Yeah, she could probably make her way into some.
She should turn all of her stories into erotic novels and just sell them.
She probably could.
Yeah.
Probably could.
Wowza.
Mom that got DP'd by college roommates? Solved.
Solved. Solved. Well, thank you guys for watching another episode of Unqualified Experts. I feel like we gave some decent advice today. There were some weird ones.
Yeah.
There were some hard ones to give advice
rough
to.
ones.
Some rough ones. Oh, rough pup. Rough. Mary Beth, if anybody wants to follow you, where can they go?
At Maribeth Rosie, MARIBETH ROSIE, on Instagram and Twitter. Yep.
That's it. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming to be my first guest.
Yes, that was fun. I was surprised by the erotica ending, but
Yeah, sorry about that. I did not know. I did not know what that was. Producer Nick.
There was going to be like a scenario. There was going to be some sort of like resolution.
I did not know it was going to be so descriptive. She was like, so actually, well, now I know. That's a fun new segment that we have.
Very descriptive, and it's like, oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's just...
That's it. She just had a good time.
Just a story.
She had
Okay.
herself a great time. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again, everybody. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like the show. We're going to put these out. They go on OnlyFans the week before, and then the next week, Saturday, they go out on YouTube. So if you're on OnlyFans, you can see them early, plus other awesome stuff. Otherwise, they'll be here if you want to check it out. Click the link. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.